Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the prepayment in Business Central. So I'm going to use the purchasing side as an example for prepayment, and the sales side of the prepayment will be similar to the purchasing side. So you can set up the prepayment percent on item card or on the customer card or on the vendor cards. So if you want to set up for a specific item for the prepayment percent, then you can go to your item card. So for prepayment, it doesn't have an amount you have to set up. It's all by percentage, prepayment percentage. For example, I'm going to the item, this item 1003. If I want to check for the prepayment, I have to go to my purchases. Then you will have the prepayment percentages here. So you can set up vendor and the prepayment percent. So you can set up this way on item card. This is a purchasing side on item card. You can go to your sales, and then you can go to your prepayment percentages here, and you can set up for the sales order for this specific item what's the prepayment percent. Okay, so you see when you select sales, and the sales type becomes a customer, and then you can set up the prepayment percent. Just go back to the purchase side, just show you again. So if you go to navigate and you go to the purchases and you go to prepayment percentages, and then you will see this first column is vendor number, right? If the sales side is customer and the purchasing side is vendor, then you can set up the prepayment percent. So on the item card, or you can set up on the customer card. If you go to your customer card, then you can let's go from this menu, sales menu, go to customer card, and then you can, from the customer card, then you can go to the navigate and prepayment percent as well. And so let's go to this customer, 10,000. And then we can go to the navigate and prepayment percent. Okay, so go to navigate. Okay, and then you go to sales, and you have the prepayment percentages here. Okay, so then you can specify for this customer, for specific item, you have to give it the item number, then the prepayment percent. And on the this is on the customer card. On the vendor card, you have it as well. So we can go to a vendor card. Let's go to purchasing, and then let's go to vendors, and let's select a vendor there. Okay, so this vendor 10,000, and then we're going to the navigate and the purchases, and then we can go to the prepayment percent. Prepayment percentages here. Then you can see you have the vendor number, item number, and the prepayment percent. You can define for this vendor, for specific item, what's the prepayment percent. So that's the base setup. You can set it up on the item card or on the vendor card or on the customer card. So then for the purchasing orders and the sales orders, you can, if you do not do the base setup on the item card or customer card or vendor card, you can just set it up on the order directly. For the purchase order, then you can set it up on the purchase header, and for the sales order, you can set up on the sales header. Let's take the purchase order as an example. So let's say I'm gonna create a new purchase order. I didn't set up, I'm gonna select a vendor, but on the vendor card, I didn't set up any prepayment percentage. So let's select a vendor, 10,000 here, and then I'm gonna create a purchase order for this vendor. So on the purchase line, I'm gonna select an item. For example, 1003, this item is a toner. It's a BN toner. And then so you can have to personalize the purchase line. So I personalize my purchase line, and I already have those fields show up, but I just want to show you how to personalize your purchase line to make those fields show up. Okay, So on the purchase line, I made these fields available. You can see these fields all related to the prepayment. So you can drag and drop them to the purchase line. That's how you customize it. So I personalize my view for the purchase line, and I have this prepayment line amount exclude tax, prepayment amount invoiced exclude tax, and prepayment amount to deduct tax, prepayment amount deducted tax. So I have all those fields show up, and at the bottom, so this is the purchase header. So you have this prepayment fast tab. From here, you can set up the prepayment percentage for this whole order. If you didn't set up on the vendor card, you didn't set up on the item card, then you can set it up on the purchase order or sales order directly. So I'm setting up on the purchase order. For example, for this vendor always require 100% prepayment. So I can set up on the purchase header, then it will ask me if I want to update the line. I say yes. Okay, now we go back to the purchase line. You will see the amount will change. So previously, okay, so because I didn't put in any sales line quantity or amount yet, so that's why you don't see it. But you see the change here. The change here is the prepayment percent. You already see so from the header 100% prepayment, it updated the line to have the line have 100% payment. But this prepayment line amount exclude tax right now is showing 0. Okay, so I'm gonna enter my quantity, and so let's say I'm gonna order 1,000 pieces of this toner, and then you see you have a total calculated here is 5,000 total, and then you go to this column. This number changed. Before you enter the quantity is 0, but because my purchase order total is 5,000 and I have the 100% prepayment on the line, so this prepayment line amount exclude tax updated to 5,000. Okay, so one of the problem like my customer has is like when they have this purchase order, they prepaid 100%. They may have multiple lines on the purchase order, multiple purchase lines, and then when they receive the products, they found the products received are not what they ordered. Okay, so they have to enter a different product number, and then there's a prepayment amount is preventing them from receiving the other item. For example, I have this, the first line, 1003, this item with a prepayment line amount, and then usually their finance people will go to post, go to actions, then posting, and go to prepayment, and post prepayment invoice. Okay, so let's say I'm using this posting date. This posting date is June the 1st. Okay, so it's in the future, but yeah, that's just using that. Let's say it's using that date. So actually I need to enter the invoice number first before it can post successfully. So you have to enter your vendor invoice number. I'm just giving it a number unique. So it's today's date and time, 05/25/25, and now it's 19:26, 7:26 p.m. Okay, so then I'm gonna go to actions and posting and prepayment. I'm gonna post this prepayment invoice. Okay, so then it will allow me to post because I need to fill out the vendor invoice number for the prepayment invoice to get posted. So once I posted this, you see this column prepayment amount to so actually you can see here these two fields get populated as well. You have the prepayment amount invoice exclude tax. This field populated. It was 0 before. After I post my prepayment invoice, this field populated, and also the prepayment amount to deduct exclude tax. This is 5,000. This field populated. Because when I post my final invoice, it will let me know what's the remaining amount after deduct the prepayment. So this field populated means my purchase invoice total is 5,000. I prepaid this. So when I post my final invoice, then the remaining amount for my final invoice will be 0 because I prepaid 100%. So these fields are used to calculate the prepayment invoice and also the final invoice amount. Okay, and so let's say right now it's pending status, pending prepayment. Usually you create a payment journal. This is for the vendor, and then you apply a check to this prepayment invoice. So you go to your navigate and you go to prepayment invoices, then you can see the prepayment invoices you posted here, okay? And usually at this step, when it's pending prepayment, you have to create a payment journal, apply that payment to this prepayment invoice. That's what you have to do. I'm just gonna skip that step. Let's say already created a payment applied to this prepayment invoice, and now I received the goods. But when I received the goods and I received a different item, it's not the original item I purchased. So for example, original item I ordered on this purchase order is 1003. But at the end, when I received the item, I received 1004. Okay? So the problem with my customer is like they want to know if this happens, how can they make the correction? How can they do this change? And you have to go to reopen this purchase order. And the problem is like there's lines, prepayment invoice already have this lines included. In order to correct it, you have to do a purchase credit memo, okay? And the prepayment credit memo. In order to do that, so you cannot go to, if you go to this prepayment invoice and correct, it will not allow you. So you have here, and you can say correct, and you can say cancel. It doesn't work this way, okay? It does not allow you to do this because the prepayment invoice and the purchasing invoice, the header, it says that the header has a different status. We do not do it that way. What we have to do right now to correct this is like we have to enter a vendor credit memo number here in the prepayment, in the purchase header under the prepayment fast tab. Let's say right now, so let's say this is today's day 25, okay, and I'm using this timestamp. Now it's 19:30, 7:30 p.m. Okay, let's say I just pretend that's my vendor prepayment credit memo number. Okay, then I'm gonna go to my actions and posting, and I need to go to my prepayment, and I have to post a prepayment credit memo. Once I have that filled in, I click on yes, okay. So now when I receive my goods and I did that credit memo, so I get everything corrected. You see these numbers populated, and they reverse back to 0 again. I only have a prepayment line amount exclude tax here. But now I can change my item. Let's say I ordered 103, but when I receive it, I received 104. But I have to I still have to receive it. So I have to change the status of the purchase order in order to do that. I have to change it to reopen it. Okay. And so right now the status, okay, change to open. Then now, once that gets reversed, I can change my item number to 1004. I can change it, okay? And then based on the quantity you order for this item and the unit cost, and it will calculate the prepayment line amount again. Because I have these two items has the same unit cost, so you could see it's still 5,000, but I just need to change it. And a question from the customer is like their financing department and their finance department and their sales department, they operate separately. So their finance department already did a prepayment like a month ago, maybe a few months ago, and then they have a container. This container like take 2 or 3 months, take a few months to arrive. Then when they receive the goods, it's a sales department, the purchasing department receive the goods, and then they need to change this. So the accounting department, they do not want to do this credit memo because they already closed the previous month, and then the sales department cannot receive it because if they do not do this reversal for the prepayment credit memo, then when you just enter another line or you try to change the existing line, it will tell you like there's a prepayment invoice associated with it. It will not allow you to do that. So then it has they have some problem for this. But actually, you still have to follow this process. So in Business Central, in order to open the previous month, then it's all controlled by allow posting to, allow posting from in the general ledger setup or user setup. Okay, so it's no like it's not like when you close it, you cannot reopen. If you do not want to reopen anymore, even change this allow posting to, allow posting from, then you just do the correction in this current month when this transaction happened. Okay, so it's not necessary to post the correction to your previous month. If it's already closed, you don't want to post to it anymore, then you just keep it and you post to the current month. So in Business Central, the close of the period is controlled by the general ledger setup, allow posting from, allow posting to. You use that to control that, or you can use the user setup, then that user setup override the general ledger setup. So in the user setup, you can also set up the allow posting from, allow posting to. So you can set up this. So this setting will override the general ledger setup for allow posting from and allow posting to. Okay, so let's say you already closed it. Your accounting department says they already closed it. They don't want to post to that period anymore. Then you just keep it closed. Then you just put a posting date for your correction to the current month, and you still have to do the prepayment credit memo to correct it. Then you can make the adjustment, make the changes, and post a prepayment invoice and post your final invoice again. So after I reversed that with the prepayment credit memo, then you see I have the flexibility to change the lines. So let's say I original order 1003, the item 1003, but finally I receive 1004. Then I can, once I have that prepayment invoice reversed with the credit memo, then I can just change this quantity to, I can just receive and invoice again. Okay, but you have to do another prepayment. Because right now, well, after you did a credit memo, that previous prepayment invoice got reversed, and for the new item you entered here, which is replacing your old item, because you have to pay 100% first, right? You still have to create a prepayment invoice for this 100%. So then we have to go to actions, then we have to posting, have to go to prepayment, and then we have to post this prepayment invoice again. Okay, and after you post this, then you can receive and invoice this purchase invoice. Oh, have to enter another invoice number on the top because the old invoice number already used. So I'm going to change this to 36 now. This is the new prepayment invoice number. I'm going to go to posting, prepayment, and then I have to post this prepayment invoice. It will allow me to post now, and click on yes, post this prepayment invoice, and then you see these two fields populated with the prepayment amount, and then we have the 1,000 pieces to receive and 1,000 pieces to invoice. So I'm gonna just post directly with this receive and the invoice. Okay, and then we are going to our posted purchase. I have to use another invoice number because this final invoice need to have a different invoice number than your prepayment invoice. So now I'm gonna change this to 1937, and I'm gonna post this. Okay, you have to always remember to update that number. Okay, so now it got posted. So I can go to this final invoice posted. It should be 0. The total amount should be 0 because I paid 100% as a prepayment. Okay, so if I go to my posted purchase invoice, I click on yes. Oh, it's not responding. So I'm gonna just discard this. So it just rebooted my Business Central. It restarted my Business Central. Okay, so after it's coming back, we just go to the posted purchase invoice to double check our posting. I'm going to purchasing and then go to my posted purchase invoices. So the last two purchase invoice, one is my final purchase invoice posted. It should have a 0 amount because I prepaid 100%. You see this? I'm sorted by the descending orders, and then so this is the last one I posted is 0, right? And you see this one, the invoice number is 1937, and this prepayment invoice number 1936, and that is the 5,000 because I prepaid 100% for my purchase order, and then my final invoice will be 0 because I prepaid my purchase order. Okay, so yeah, so I think that's everything I want to share with this video. It's just some tips for you how you can correct your prepayment invoice, make the correction in Business Central for your prepayment. And some customers are saying like when after they posted prepayment invoice, when they receive a different products, they're having problem to receive the products. So this process in this demo just showed you how to make the correction and receive and invoice your purchase order. Okay, I hope this information helps. Thank you for watching my YouTube video. I hope to see you guys again next time.